What up? What up? What up, yo? Vaughn Joseph here, bringing a little something, something for y'all. What is today's date? I don't even know. I know it's the day that R. Kelly has to pay the piper. So it's been a long time coming. I know a lot of you have been maybe hearing about this or reading about this in the news, but R. Kelly is finally convicted, but he's looking at 100 years. He's as I like to say, Black history. So I'm going to get into this real quickly. We're going to go into a bit more of a deep dive on it on the Beat Down podcast. So be sure to check that out, you guys, at Beat Down Pod. If you're into doing the social media, Insta grizzy type stuff. You can follow this show, as always, anywhere you get your audio podcast. If you want to see my handsome face, joseph.com right there on the bottom. We're also going to always have it up at V3Tv.uk. That's where all the podcasts live and all of your stuff lives. If you got music videos, as always, hook that stuff up. So R. Kelly, so he has been denying the allegations of lurid behavior and sex abuse, but a jury has found him guilty of sex trafficking in a federal trial in New York stemming from those allegations. So let's look at a quick timeline of R. Kelly's life, because some people out there would argue, hey, much like Michael Jackson, he grew up in a non-conventional type situation. We're going to try and cut him some slack. This is what we're going to go in on the podcast, Beat Down Pod, because some people say, I'm still going to listen to his older music. Is that right? Do we not cancel people completely? I mean, the Cosby Show is still funny, even though Bill Cosby is probably a piece of garbage. So let me get something to drink. It's a little dusty in this studio. Where's the housekeeper? Oh, yeah, I don't have one. All right, let's get into it. I haven't turned the mics on in a while. I've been very busy doing audiobooks, recording podcasts in studio in London, doing a lot of stuff, but we finally got a chance to settle down. Life is kind of falling into a schedule, so V3TV is going to be back. We're even actually going to potentially, I'm trying to get the original V3 gang back together, Vivian, Valentine, and myself. We're even going to bring in Mikachu. We're going to see what's going to happen to make smiles for you. So anyway, January 8th, 1967, Robert Sylvester Kelly, better known as the R, was born in Chicago as the third of four children to a school teacher, Joanne Kelly. Little is known about his father. That's something that you're going to be hearing a lot of, I believe, down the line. So keep that in mind. We fast forward to about 1975. He starts singing in his church. Around that time, years of sexual abuse by an adult relative begins, according to his 2012 memoirs. You're going to be hearing a lot about that. 1979, R. Kelly witnesses a rape at age 12. Is he mentally sound? Is this not affecting his development? Michael Jackson used to go through the same stuff, right? I believe I remember reading where he was, maybe on tour with his brothers and they'd be having sex in the next bed. He's a little kid. I don't know. So in 83, R. Kelly's mom moves the family from Chicago and enrolls him into the prestigious Kenwood Academy. He then goes on to sing Ribbon in the Sky by Stevie Wonder at a talent show. And then R. Kelly starts to blow up about 5-6 years later. His R&B group MGM wins a $100,000 grand prize in the show Big Break. Jive Records executive Wayne Williams discovers Kelly singing at a barbecue. 1992, Man, I was getting out of high school. R. R. Kelly and Public Announcement debuts Born into the 90s album released the following year, and it goes platinum. That's what's up. So 93, his album 12 Play was released and eventually sells more than 5 million copies. That's back in 93, 5 million copies, right? How many copies did Thriller sell? That's something I want to see. Um, this is the kind of stuff that you have a producer for, but I don't have a producer and I don't have that kind of stuff. I know it's not anywhere up there with the Thriller because it went like 29 times platinum, 100 million sales, over 100 million sales for Thriller worldwide, and a billion total sales to his credit. So not quite Thriller, but for your first release, 5 million. Boom. Hit singles Sex Me and Bump and Grind. Now you're going to hear the argument that, hey, R. Kelly couldn't have made all this great music without this messed up background. Who cares? Is that really worth it? Anyway, these arguments that I'm hearing pop up online are just ridiculous. Um, so we move forward a year. He gets married at age 27 to Aaliyah in a secret ceremony. The marriage is later annulled months later because she's only 15 years old. That was my first music video audition, Aaliyah. Um, if your girl only knew. So yeah, go check that out if you want to get a good laugh from way back in the day. It was around the same time too. Her debut album comes out, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, which R. Kelly produced. Platinum. And unfortunately, Miss Aaliyah died in a plane crash 7 years later at age 22. So we're going to fast forward a bit to 2001. This is after I Believe I Can Fly, and after the Tiffany Hawkins complaint that she filed alleging sexual battery and harassment when she was a minor. Ah, boy, R. Kelly, what are you doing? So in 2001, a woman named Tracy Sampson sues Kelly, alleging their sex was illegal under Illinois law because he was in a position of authority. Starting to sound like more recent stories. Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, all these Steens, Louis C.K. The case was allegedly, well, it wasn't allegedly, but it was reportedly settled out of court, which happens a lot, Michael Jackson. But I'm not saying nothing about that brother either, because that's not what I'm here to talk about. The federal government investigated Michael Jackson for 10 years and found nothing. I don't know. So, moving forward, 2002, the Chicago Sun-Times report that it received a videotape showing Kelly having sex with a minor, and that police had begun an investigation investigating related allegations 3 years earlier. The girl and her parents deny the relationship. The same day, Kelly performs at the opening ceremonies of the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, Utah. A few months later, Kelly's indicted in Chicago on child porn charges stemming from the sex tape. This is one of the most well-known sex tapes. It's made more comedy skits than anything I can think of, from Dave Chappelle, look, everybody. A year later, he gets arrested in Florida in a hotel on child porn charges after investigators said they found photos of him with a girl. Charges are later dropped after the judges later ruled that police didn't have a warning. A warrant. Sorry, the allergies in this dusty studio, man, are killing me. Keep your houses clean. You don't have to struggle as much as I am. Then we had Andrea Kelly ask for an order of protection, accusing her husband of hitting her when she asked for a divorce in 2005. The list goes on and on and on. 2008, child pornography begins. He's acquitted after fast jury deliberations. This is like a month later. He gets divorced in January of 2009. R. Kelly. Well, his life starts to take a bit of a tumble. In 2012, he publishes his autobiography, Solar Coaster, The Diary of Me, focusing on his creative and family life. That same year in 2012, June, the Chicago Sun-Times report Kelly owes the IRS more than $4.8 million. That's when you know you're in trouble. Once you owe Uncle Sam some cheddar, the government doesn't give a fuck. Run me my money or we're going to run you out of town. And that's what happens. So not even a year later, his mansion, once valued at more than $5 million, sells for less than $1 million at auction. And then in 2017, BuzzFeed reports that on his parents' claims that Kelly brainwashed, not his parents claimed that Kelly brainwashed their daughters. Activists launched Mute R. Kelly movement, hashtag Mute R. Kelly. These are the early hashtags. Calling for a boycott in his music. That didn't happen. In Feb of 2018, he's evicted from 2 Atlanta area homes over more than $31,000 in unpaid rent. Again, why do people think they can get away with not paying where they live? In 2018, Spotify cut R. Kelly's music from its playlist. Apple and Pandora soon stopped promoting his music. He's on there. I think we did a podcast on Beatdown Pod where he has now only about 5 million subscribers or maybe streams. I think it was 5 million subscribers, which is nothing compared to what a lot of the big artists now have. He gets sued by Faith Rogers, who was a 20-year-old in 2018, alleging sexual battery, mental and verbal abuse, and of knowingly inflicting her with herpes. Ouch. Then the next year, Lifetime Television airs Surviving R. Kelly, and that's when the house begins to fall. Revisiting old allegations and airing new ones, it follows 2018's R. Kelly's Sex Girls and Videotapes on BBC. Lady Gaga says she will remove 2013 debut with Kelly from streaming services in 2019. And then 2019 was just bad. Everything went bad. He was arrested and charged with 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse. He pleads not guilty, post bail, and is released from Chicago jail. He has a CBS interview where he denies sexual abuse charges. He's taken into custody and he tells the judge, I can't pay the $161,000 in back child support. He can't even pay his rent. Where does he get $161,000? Who's been handling all this stuff around all this time? So you have to wonder what's going on with the people that are around him that are enabling this to happen. I guess they feel if they tell him to knock that stuff off, they're not going to get any money. They still want to eat. So there's a little bit of a conflict there. They don't know what to do. July of 2019, judge orders R. Kelly to be held without bond. Right? This is also where he's indicted in Chicago on federal charges, including child pornography. Separate federal indictment in New York includes charges of racketeering. Off he goes. Pleads not guilty. And then he's charged in Minnesota with soliciting a 17-year-old in August. This guy's it's a laundry list of just bull. So he's charged in 2020. And there are charges announced against 3 men accused of threatening and intimidating women who accused Kelly of abuse. This is where you're really starting to see he's grasping for anything, right? His manager gets arrested in California on charges that he threatened a shooting at a Manhattan theater 2 years before, forcing the cancellation of a screening of a documentary about allegations of R. Kelly. Man, see, his people were they saw their lives crumbling as well. Where are you gonna go afterwards? And then we fast forward, and realize that it's over. It's over for the R. And a jury finds R. Kelly guilty of sex trafficking. Just, was it yesterday? Where are my dates? Yesterday. Sex trafficking and violating the Mann Act, which makes it illegal to take anyone across state lines for any immoral purpose. So, what's going to happen with this guy? Because he's up there now being branded a worse predator than Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein by the Evening Standard. That's a big label. That's a big label. So he's been convicted on 54. He's been convicted on 11 by 11 accusers after the 6-week trial. Gloria Allred, who represented victims of notorious sex abusers Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein, spoke to reporters outside the court in Brooklyn, New York, following yesterday's verdict. She says, I've been practicing law for 47 years. During this time, I have pursued many sexual predators who have committed crimes against women and children. Of all the predators that I have pursued, however, Mr. Kelly is the worst. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, he's the hot story. You can't say he's not worse than these other guys because he's what's popping in the news. They're all equally evil, in my opinion. So I don't know. Apparently, he remained motionless with eyes cast downwards as the verdict from the jury of 7 men and 5 women was delivered during a second day of deliberations. Lurid detail during the trial was given by his accusers, alleging that Kelly subjected them to perverse and sadistic whims when they were underage. The court heard they were ordered to sign non-disclosure forms and were subjected to threats and punishment, such as violent spankings if they broke what one referred to as Rob's rules. Okay, so obviously this guy's got some problems, okay? And he's gonna have to come to terms with that. Somebody's gonna deal with him. I don't know what's gonna happen to him, but he's obviously going away for a very, very long time, as he should. Do we remove everything that he's done? Do we eliminate him from public view? I mean, he's been found guilty of sexually abusing women, boys, and girls for decades. What do we do with this guy? This case is about a predator. He's a predator. It's not about a celebrity who likes to party a lot. He's a predator. Come on. Prosecutors showed jurors how Kelly used a network of friends and employees in his inner circle to transport his victims across state lines, control their actions, and facilitate the sexual abuse. I saw in one report where a woman said she was made to stay in the bedroom or something to this effect, on the bed, on all fours, and couldn't move. Don't move. And he would go and record or whatever he would go and do, and then come back, and she wasn't allowed to move. There's something really wrong with that guy. He was allegedly spitting in people's face and mouth. One woman said he choked me during an argument. I had sex with him. I had oral sex with him. I went home and confessed. R. Kelly has major issues. So we're going to see what happens with this guy. I'm not going to go into too deep of it because I don't really care to give time to this guy. I just wanted to bring the story to you people out there that maybe don't know all the facts or maybe the timeline in which this guy existed in our world. But what happens now? Does he get to live amongst us musically, entertainment wise? Do we scrub Space Jam? What happens now? Because we're in a time where things are very much black and white. It's a very polarized society that we live in now. And we're outraged, as you should be, by things like this. And we remove you. But there's a lot of people out there that aren't removed. Now, if I go to, I don't know if I have it on here or not. Let's take a quick look. We're going to go to Spotify right now. We're going to do this live. And let me make sure I'm not mistaken. But Rock and Roll Part 2 is still on Spotify. So if you don't know what Rock and Roll Part 2 is, that's a song by Gary Glitter. Now, if you don't know who Gary Glitter is, Gary Glitter was a pedophile, and I believe he was a convicted pedophile, right? His real name is Paul Francis Gadd. He's an English former glam rock star who achieved success in the 70s and 80s. But you'll know his music. This song, Rock and Roll Part 2, you hear at almost every like sporting event in the United States, right? All over the world, at least in America. I know we hear it all the time, but he was put in jail for like 16 years. Isn't he still in jail? Let's see if I can find it really quick. Former pop star Gary Glitter has been jailed for a total of 16 years for sexually abusing 3 young girls between 75 and 1980. 4 counts of indecent assault and 1 of having sex with a girl under 13. So we've got him, you've got Roman Polanski, you've got Woody Allen. Not Woody, is it Woody Allen? Is it Woody Allen? He married his underage girl, Jerry Lee Lewis. Now they'll say these happened way back in the day. It's all right, it's different. It's only different because they're not in the public eye. It's only different because Roman Polanski vanished to wherever he went to. Was it France? I don't know. That's why it's different. So, I don't know. These people still did bad things. If you go look at Led Zeppelin's album cover, is it Physical Graffiti? I don't think it's Physical Graffiti. They've got an album cover. It might be Led Zeppelin 2. And the cover's all these little kids naked on. I only see the backsides. They're climbing on rocks. I love Led Zeppelin, but they're not canceled. I mean, that's considered child pornography now, I believe. You know this song. You heard this at a concert, at a basketball game. Everybody knows this song. So why is this guy's music still on Spotify? 45 million streams. All of his stuff is still up here. Didn't even Pete Townsend of The Who have some sort of sexual issues with children? We haven't canceled The Who. Is it because they're not popular anymore either, or what? We know that's music, right? So I don't know if there's a double standard. It doesn't mean that these guys, R. Kelly, shouldn't be canceled. I think his music, I've never really been into R. Kelly, so I couldn't care less if his music's out there or not. I think they should let his music stay up there, take all the revenue from the streaming profits and give it to the children that need to get their child support paid. Why are we even giving him consideration? I didn't even put on a clean shirt for R. Kelly today. R. Kelly, come on. Anyway. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll talk more in depth about this on the Beatdown Pod. I just wanted to put some ideas out there because I wanted to get this show back up and running with all the other podcasts as well. Who News is coming back. I know you love that one. This replaces 2-minute news because we're back on Instagram again. Oh, check us out at V3Tv UK on Instagram. So we had to open up a new account. People make you do crazy stuff, yo. What you will do for the attention of somebody. Anyway, I'm going to go to the gym because I need to work out. What we will do for the attention of somebody. I want to give a big shout out to the people working hard on set, editing video, making us look good, making me look good, creating commercials and videos and TV shows. Been spending a lot of time. I've been really blessed to, man, we got to turn this Gary Glitter guy off, man. Come on, man. Because I know you guys work hard and I appreciate what you do. And I'm out of here, man. Just rate, review, and subscribe. If you're listening, you guys, I appreciate it. If you want to watch this, you know where to watch it. Only on the websites. I don't really do the YouTube stuff. It's not important to me. I'm really more interested in just getting my voice out there so you can hear. If you're looking to hear more news stories, that's what Who News is going to be about. You can find that at v3tv.uk. It'll also be up on joseph.com. We're going to redo all the websites or have them redone. I'm not redoing jack because I don't have the patience for that stuff. We're going to have Beatdown Pod, as I mentioned. You can follow that on Instagram. And we're bringing back Thoughts from LA to the UK because it's just about time to do it. There's a lot going on. I'll see y'all later. Oh, wait, that's not peace in the UK. My bad. Shouts out to Drem TGI for sending me this beat. If you guys got beats that you want us to play, we'll play them and we'll even review them on the Beatdown Pod. Send them to music@v3tv.uk and we are out of chunk.
These ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Seal, documentary filmmaker.
I need more. Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.